Before the achievements, before the celebrations, here's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at Adrian College TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
Battling in front. Bulldogs taking a couple looks at it. Pass back, Ben. First shot finds its way through.
Continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. Years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence.
I believe that if you get your degree, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
On a Friday night inside the Arrington Ice Arena, it was almost exactly 1 year ago today, the last time these two teams faced off. The Adrian College Bulldogs hosting the Aurora University Spartans for this women's NCAA Division III ice hockey contest. Hello, friends. My name is Nathan Lindner, joined alongside Sean Whitmer. And Sean, this is the second weekend home series for these Lady Dogs. The first just last weekend. Adrian College took 2 games against Marian University by a score of 6-0 and 2-0. In the first game, 2 goals were scored by Paige Pomerleau and Emma Simon each. Maddie Lowe and Hannah Markovich added 1 each. And in the second, more tightly contested affair, Allie Hubenschmidt and Ava Montaliano netted the pair. So that's what happened last weekend. Sean, can you tell us what happened last year between these two teams?
Yeah, these two teams met up last year, as you mentioned. I believe their last matchup was exactly 364 days ago. And in their first matchup of last year's series, it was McKenna Brownlee getting a power play goal to start things out for the Spartans. And then it was 4 goals straight for the Bulldogs, 2 from Emma Simon, 1 from the recent graduate in Maya Roy, and 1 from Riley Johnson. Those 3 goals from Emma Simon and Riley Johnson are the only 3 returning goals from this last year's matchup into today's game. Game 2 seen Zoe Lowry and Catherine Trubin score, both of which have also departed this program. It was Zara Post getting the only goal of the day for the Spartans. Both goals in that series last year came on the power play, so the Bulldogs need to stay out of the box here today.
Yeah, special teams, very important part of this game. Bulldogs have one of the best power plays in the entire country. Last year, they converted on 31% of all power plays, and almost 20% of all goals were scored on the power play, and they gave up no shorthanded goals on the penalty kill. They were able to kill 92% of penalties.
Yeah, and I think coming into today, that's what the Bulldogs are going to look to build off of. Speaking with coaching staff last week, a lot of what they talked about was special teams. They need to be clean. They need to make sure they're staying out of the box, and when the other team goes to the box, they're capitalizing on every opportunity they get.
Yeah, Aurora, a team that doesn't capitalize a whole lot. They only 12% power play conversion. 24% of all their total goals were scored on the power play. They did give up 1 shorthanded goal, and they killed off 83%, so not as strong as the Bulldogs, but still a respectable 83% average.
Yeah, and I think this game today could come down to as simple as being the cleaner team will prevail. And in this matchup, that can be as crucial as anything, especially being a conference foe.
We switch turns to a couple of last year's stats we got here for Adrian College and Aurora.
Yeah, so you got six goals per game for the Bulldogs, 52 shots per game, 3 penalty minutes, and 59% face-off percentage. Of course, all of these being averages per game. Spartans, 2 goals per game, 28 shots per game, 3 penalty minutes, and 42% on the face-off. Those numbers almost work out perfectly in favor of the Bulldogs. 59-41 would be the perfect math.
Yeah, and if you average them out with the decimal, you might even get 100%. What sticks out to me is the penalty minutes. Both these teams, that's average of, 1.5 penalties a game? Like, these two teams just don't commit a lot of penalties.
No, and it's a lot cleaner brand of hockey once you get up to these two teams meeting. It's going to be clean. They're not going to commit a lot of the simple errors that you'll see from a lot of other teams. They're going to keep their sticks to themselves. They're not going to commit unsportsmanlike body checkings or anything like that. They're going to keep everything in front of them.
Yeah, so an NCAA conference matchup coming up. Both these teams already played 2 games in conference earlier this year. Adrian College, as we said, just took down Marion. And Sean, do you have who Aurora played? They played Lake Forest, is that correct?
So their most recent matchup for the Spartans was against Lake Forest. Prior to that, it was Hamline University. They lost against Hamline 4-0 and 5-0 over in St. Paul, Minnesota. And then taking a look against Lake Forest, it was a home-and-home. The home matchup for the Spartans was a 2-0 loss. And then they got their first goal of the season in the road matchup in a 3-1 game.
Yeah, for Aurora, a couple of quick stats on the early part of the season. They've, like you said, only scored 1 goal in 4 games, averaging 12 shots on net. They're just below the season mark from last year at 2.8 penalty minutes per game. And the 1 goal they've scored, it was not on the power play. They're 0 for 15 on power play, so they had opportunities. 15 penalties going against the opposition in 4 games. That's just over 4 penalties a game, but they have nothing to show for it. And they've killed off 7 out of 10 penalties, so that's well below their average of 80%. Last year, they were sitting at 70 right now, and they're not off to a good start in faceoffs, only sitting at about 34% faceoff percentage win.
Yeah, and I think it's going to come down to a lot of those key stats, as you're mentioning. Like, neither team wants to give up an inch to a conference foe, but if the Bulldogs are going to give up anything, the one thing it can't be is face-off wins.
Yeah, especially when you're in the defensive zone. Obviously faceoffs happen all over the ice, so when you're in your defensive zone, you got to be able to win the faceoff and look to break it out as quickly as possible. We're probably going to see a pretty lopsided game here. A lot of time spent on one side of the ice. For Adrian, their stats early in this one, 4 games in, averaging 2.8 goals a game. Obviously, they had those 2 tough games at Augsburg to open up the season, averaging 30 shots on net. That's more because of those last 2 games against Marion, kind of controlled the pace there. 4 penalty minutes per game, 33% on the power play, so they're still right on average, right on pace is where they left off last year. They killed off 14 out of 15 penalty kills this year, so both teams have seen the same amount of penalties and penalty kills. Bulldogs killed 15, Aurora 0 for 15 on the power play, and then Bulldogs just over 51% on the faceoff, so they've struggled a little bit to start the year on the dot, but hopefully looking to capitalize and win the draw right off the bat here.
Yeah, and I think if the Bulldogs can start off with the momentum in their favor, they could keep it rolling throughout the entirety of the game. We've seen in the series last weekend that they started out hot in game 1. Game 2, they really struggled to get their feet underneath them.
As we take a look at the starting lineups, first for the Aurora University Spartans. Sean, who's an X factor here tonight for the Aurora?
So it's actually first player announced, Macy Blooming, netminder for the Spartans. Numbers are a little bit jarring there, but if she can lock things down, the freshman in the net, everything will look good for that team as she comes in with 184 saves on the season in only 4 games played. She has given up the 13 goals, averaging about 3 goals given up per game, but a lot of that came in the first game of the season, and I think the Spartans are finally figuring out they can trust their netminder.
Yeah, she's sitting at just under 200 shots seen this season, so 3 shots in and she'll be up to 200. Like you said earlier before we were talking, once they get to 20 saves, or excuse me, 16 saves, then she'll get to 20 shots, 200 shots saved on the net. We shift our focus to Adrian College as they get announced here. Kira Stack, the netminder, has played all 4 games here for the Adrian College Bulldogs. Who's an X factor for Adrian here tonight?
The X factor for the Bulldogs is going to be Riley Johnson, number 9 there, playing center for the Dogs. And the reason you look at Riley Johnson as the X factor, she's a senior. She's been around this program for a long time. And on top of that, she's undefeated on the team. She's the only player to be undefeated as she missed the Augsburg series, came in last weekend, got 2 assists, and was all over the ice, up and down. Coaching staff actually had to make changes of the line she was on to increase her efficiency on the fly in game 1.
Yeah, Riley Johnson just announced right there. Like you said, 2 assists, no goals yet this year. She sits +3 in the plus-minus category, does have a penalty gone against her. As we get ready here for the national anthem, Sean Whitmer, Nathan Linner up here in the booth. We'll be right back. We'll step aside for the national anthem. You're watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
The diploma you will receive symbolizes your efforts and distinguishes you as a highly educated person, learned in the arts and sciences and prepared for a life of achievement and great accomplishment.
Adrian College has built something very special. You've created not just an academic environment, but a culture of physical excellence, discipline, and resilience. You've turned this college into a place where pushing the limits isn't the exception, it's the expectation.
We leave here with countless memories, loyal friendships, and moments that have shaped our character far beyond what we could have imagined when we stepped onto campus. So now, class of 2025, we've come a long way, and I know as we step into this next chapter, we'll step into a new exciting adventure. I know we will do so in faith, in confidence, and in gratitude. Thank you guys, and congratulations, Adrian College, class of 2025.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest by U.S. News and World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1:15 faculty-to-student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship-level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
Welcome back inside the Arrington Ice Arena. National anthem is done by our very own Alex Brittman, I believe. Not Alex Bregman, Sean. We're in the offseason for baseball. Relax on that. Puck drop just shortly underway between the Aurora University Spartans and your Adrian College Bulldogs. Adrian currently sits in 10th in the USCHO poll, number 11th in the Division III NCAA poll, 10-11, right around there. Aurora not ranked. Puck drop underway, 20 minutes on the clock. The first period underway. Bulldogs control the opening drop. Conducted by Bayer. Now sent all the way down, maybe an early icing call. And it will be. Ref's hand goes up 12 seconds into the first period.
Yeah, interesting start for the game if you're Riley Johnson. Choose her as my X Factor, and right off the opening drop, she ends up taking a tumble onto the ice.
Now face off right in front of the Bulldogs goaltender Kira Stack. Trickle down and around, jumped up by Mofat. Now picked up by Simon. Over for Kaylee Simon. And then Emma Simon. Down low, chasing after it. Emma Simon, first to it. Can she dish it out to Pomerleau? Johnson in there to help. Battling with Simon and the Spartan. Simon escapes towards the slot, blocked away and sticked by the goaltender, Macy Blooming. Spartans look to break it out. Dumping it down is Mafat. On the near side, neutral zone. Spartans look to collect. It'll be Dykstra now on the far side, picked up by Schmidt. Maddie Lowe looks to dump back, no one behind her, no one in front of her, so she banks it off the glass for Klein. Klein sends a firing shot off of the stick of Courtney Ben, one of the leading point scorers for last year for the Bulldogs. Back in the neutral zone, Bulldogs take it away. Here's Klein. Goes D-to-D with Richardson. In front of the Bulldogs bench now. Tipped at the red line by Ben. And Reardon in there, got Low in front. Reardon up to Low, one-timer missed. Low still down in the corner. Defended by Dykstra. They get it out. Aurora dump and chase, they go again. Richardson first to get there. And a turnover. Here comes the Spartans, sends a fan shot, can't get to the goaltender. Bulldogs turnover again, throws one in, banked off of the pads of Stack. And still kept in at the blue line by Alex Johnson. Underneath the goal is Richardson. And Low now in the far side corner. A little early pressure here from Aurora. Long shift for this line of the Bulldogs. That one escaped, they're able to go for a change. Alex Johnson first to it, hounded by Ben. Courtney Ben dumps it down behind the cage. Carpenter first to it. Outside. Castle sends a shot in. Rebound. Lacola underneath the net. Far side corner. Oh, after that first whistle, haven't had one since. Monteliano dumps it down, plays behind the cage again. Off of the stick of Hassel. Can't control it. Carpenter down there. Off of the backhand of Alex Johnson. And Kafka. They play it cross ice, no icing. That's Ben, Castle, and Emma Simon instead. Pomerleau, foot race with Lewis. It gets all the way to the goaltender. It'll be covered up by Macy Blooming, the freshman from South Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You said she was from Milwaukee. She's from South Milwaukee. Sean, do you know how happy I am right now? That is where I'm from. This is real.
I never said she was from South Milwaukee.
She said you said she was from Milwaukee. It's what it said.
That wasn't me. That was our camera operator helping us in pregame.
I might have to go say hi to her after the game. I don't even recognize the name. That's crazy. Anyway, we continue play. I'll have a little segment on that at the intermission break, I guess. On the far side corner, Courtney Rock through the slot. Aurora Williams off the blue line. Bulldogs look to retreat. Played up, and now they enter the zone cleanly. Here's Riley Johnson. Got Pomerleau in the slot. Pomerleau one time. No good. Outstretched arm of Blooming. Simon across the blue line. Shot sent in. Low, fresh off the bench, sends another high corner off of the shoulder of Blooming. Simon with Low. Fires one in off of the body of a Spartan. Now Maddie Lowe. Hyped in with Reardon. There's Lewis. Goes all the way down. blown dead for icing.
A little bit of a slow reaction time there from Bayer, but everybody else understanding it was going to be icing. Would like to see the Bulldogs get a little bit cleaner with their play here in this first period. Just about 5 minutes in, and it's seemed a little bit sloppy compared to what we normally see from this Bulldog team.
Yeah, the passes just aren't sticking to the tape. Like we've seen, Bulldogs very connected. Didn't lose a whole lot of seniors last year. The core is still there. Sturgeon lets one go. Wide right, rebound low. Can't get a shot on net. Defended well by Billsboro. At the blue line. Lacola. Now Sturgeon. Right circle. Fans a shot in. Still loose in front. Boy, that was in the blue paint. But the Spartan got it out. It was Aurora Williams. Shot wide from Sturgeon. Lacola dumps it back in. And now Rook. They look to break it out. Hugging the red line. Aurora caught in a change. Go down. Lacola fires one in. Wide again. Ben collects. Didn't look up. Now finds Sturgeon. Right dot. Shot. Blocked. Maybe wide. Carpenter in there with Kara Cook. Klein defended by Kruger. Fresh off the bench. A couple of Spartan players as they make the change. Turnover nearly happened by the Bulldogs. Still neutral zone here. Now Rossetier. Going back. Schmidt with Hubenschmidt. That's Allie Hubenschmidt working against Keelana Hubenschmidt. Keelana Schmidt. Too many Schmidts on this ice. Allie Hubenschmidt, Avery Hubenschmidt, and then I think there's 2 Schmidts on the Spartans. So we got Keelana Schmidt, number 17, and Samira Schmidt, number 15. They got to be related. Both from Windsor, Colorado.
And both played for Team Colorado,
Yeah.
so yeah, almost definitely.
Yeah.
So 3 sets of sisters in this matchup.
Jeez. Simon worked it around. Now back for Klein. Dumps one in, but couldn't get to the netminder. Now breaking it out is Schmidt. Samira, that one is. And she takes a hard fall. Gets right back up. Slid a while on the ice. Haven't seen a whole lot of action on that side early on. Schmidt battles down there with Casillo. Now in front. Dangerous pass. Off of the stick of Moffitt. And now Alex Johnson looking for a pass. Ooh, caught a stick up in the mouth there. Did Paige Pomerleau. Far side, Moffitt. Bulldogs have possession. Sent around the boards behind their own cage. Stepped up. Moffitt in there with Pomerleau. Maybe playing a little more timid after catching the stick to the face. Now back Tegan Moffitt. Bulldogs in a full line change. Aurora looks to break it out. Here's Kafka. Dump it down low. They'll go for a change. And all the fresh Bulldog legs come out. Look to break it out. Ben played the big body move there. Picked up by Kaylee Simon. Dumped over the other side for Courtney Ben. Tried a saucer pass diagonally for Reardon, and she's in a sprint for the icing call. Beats it. It's waved off. Reardon front for Lowe. Couldn't find her. Now it goes to her. And blocked in front there by Rook. Ben on the near side corner. Dumped around the cage. Picked up by Bozian. Haley Simon dumps it down low. Right across the right dot. Can't get to the red line, so no icing. Here come the Spartans. Just over 8 minutes left. 8 minutes into the first period. No scoring yet. Only 4 shots for Adrian, 2 for the Spartans. 2 sticks collide. Possession goes to the offense. Byard dumped down below for Kaylee Simon. Nearly turned it over. Back to Byer. Now for Markovich. Good stick check by Schmidt. Carpenter bumped against the glass. And Dykstra behind the net collects. In there with Markovich. And now 2 Bulldogs and Spartans collect on the near side boards. Aurora breaks it out into the middle. Odd man rush, a couple of back checkers coming back for Adrian. No one team really having possession here where they can get a set play every time they break it back out. They got to dump it down and go for a change. Markovic enters cleanly. Shot sent in and finally gloved off after a long time there without a stop. Sean, your voice still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, and the last time I talked, I had mentioned 3 sisters being in this matchup. Of course, we have the Schmidt sisters for the Spartans. You have the Huben-Schmidt sisters out of South Lyon, Michigan for the Bulldogs, and the Simon sisters out of West Bloomfield, Michigan for the Bulldogs.
Family affair here inside the Arrington Ice Arena. Far side, Richardson sends a shot, goes wide, played off the backboards. Other Simon right in front. Riley Johnson couldn't get a stick on it. Kept in at the blue line by Johnson. Pomerleau couldn't get it. She had a wide open look if she was able to corral it. Now picked up by Emma Simon. Played off to Klein. Dumps it back down low. Behind the cage. Pomerleau to pick it up. Defended by Billsboro. A lot of action here behind the netminders. Played slowly. Emma Simon taken down with the Spartan, much to the hype of the little student section down there at the end. Johnson, Pomerleau, and now possession with Kaylee Lane. Spartans look to break it out. Here's the captain, Cook, right underneath the shadow of the scoreboard. Got around one defender, but couldn't get around Richardson. Reardon enters through the blue line. Cut off by Lewis. And it's Reardon. Still got it on her stick now. Stepped up, was low. Reardon taken down. Castle dumped back in. Reardon's got to get back, and now they're clean to enter. Courtney Rook. But Ben intercepts. Ben towards the middle, goes for the wraparound. Got Castle. She can find her on the D point, D to D. With Lacola, fires a shot in. Blocked away. Tied up is Mazzella. Still at the blue line. Ben dumps it back in on the left hand, on the back end, low. Back to the top with Lacola on the left dot. Backhand, low, in front. Stopped by Aurora. Now here's Castle. Looks to retreat, but gonna dump it back in there. Both teams go for a change. For the Bulldogs, it's a full line change. And Spartan lost the glove in all those bodies. Rossetier enters cleanly with Kane. Rossetier shot off of the body of Kaylee Simon. Now Markovic in there with Bozian. Markovic tied up with Kane. Bulldogs escape. Now they play cleanly. Simon, Markovic through the blue line, gonna dump it diagonally. Carpenter goes down. And Spartans break it back out. A lot of fluid hockey here, but just now it turnovers and finally another stoppage with 8 minutes left to go in the first period.
Yeah, it's a lot of continuous play, and we're still sitting at 0-0. It's kind of weird the clock stopped exactly at 8 minutes, but the Bulldogs have been struggling so far in order to get anything really working towards the net.
Now they've played a lot on the sides outside of the dots, but nothing really happening in the slot area. Spartans have done a really nice job just to clog it up. Dumped back behind the cage by Alex Johnson. Now underneath the red line is Lacola. Break it out. Here's Riley Johnson. Dumps it over the head of Pomerleau in a foot chase all the way to Macy Blooming, who collides with Pomerleau. Stay connected with all the action by following at AdrianCollegeTV on social media. From game highlights to campus events, we've got you covered. Don't miss a moment. Follow at AdrianCollegeTV today. I'd like to remind you to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Don't miss any Adrian College television broadcasts. We have several coming up here this weekend. Tomorrow these two teams will play. Also have men's wrestling taking place tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Also got the road broadcast for football. That's a big one, playing up at Alma. It'll be audio only, but can still give a listen to me and Ian on the call for that.
Johnson in a battle with Alex Johnson. Riley and whistle blown as the ref's hand is up. Looks like it'll be a penalty going against the Adrian College Bulldogs and Riley Johnson.
Well, this has to feel familiar if you're the Bulldogs. Only goals you gave up in last year's contest were on power plays. Got to imagine that's what Coach Davis is harping to his team right now. Got to stay clean, got to stay aggressive, and got to kill off this penalty.
And it's been a clean game thus far. Under 7 minutes to go in the first period, but the Spartans will have the one-man advantage for the next 2 minutes. It's been pretty even back and forth, so you got to think the Spartans might have the slight advantage, obviously, with the one more skater. Shot sent in off of the blocker of Stack. Hubenschmidt will look to break it out. Got Reardon in front if she can find her. Cut off instead by Doctor. And instead it was Kruger. And Byer now behind the cage. Sent around by Simon. Goes all the way down. Bulldogs clear it. Go for a defense change. Hubenschmidt and Reardon are still out there. Now with some pace. Here's Keelana Schmidt. Cut off by Reardon. Hubenschmidt takes a whack at it. It escapes. Hubenschmidt, she got the speed, can get to it first. Instead, it'll be Cook, who will retreat. 70 seconds left in the power play. Spartans look to break it out again. Kara Cook, the captain, runs into her own teammate, but it's now Hassel. Dumps it in cleanly. Goes behind Stack. First to it is Lacola. Break it out. Emma Simon goes down. Got Pomerleau on her back. Simon takes it herself. Wraparound chance in front and cover it up.
Bulldogs are starting to create a better, more opportunities for themselves going towards the house. As we see here, just trying that wraparound. It takes an unlucky bounce right into the glove of the netminder.
Well, Bulldogs get an offensive zone draw despite being on the penalty kill. They won it, but now possession resides with the Spartans. On the far side is Maffitt. Enters cleanly. Still got pace. Collides with Castle behind the net. Coming in to scoop it up is Casillo. Plays it to the blue line. Couldn't keep it in was Samira Schmidt. Hugging the blue line now in the middle with Maffitt. Last breakout opportunity here for the Spartans on the power play. Tipped up and into their own bench area with 10 to go on the clock.
And you can see the angst from the Spartans players on the bench area. It has to be demoralizing knowing the opportunity you just had to create points for yourself early in this game against a top 10 team, and you weren't able to come away with anything quite yet.
Riley Johnson eagerly awaiting to get out of the box as the puck is played right in front of her. Goes all the way down to the red line. No icing called. Callie Lane. Now picked up by Rossetier in the neutral zone. Breaks out for Kafka. Back check nicely there by Richardson. Reardon, the near side in front of the scorer's table. Picked up. Mazzella had a chance. Now she's got it. Dumps it back down behind the cage for O'Brien. At the blue line for Johnson. Dumps it back down. Richardson fans on one, but Klein there to pick it up. Klein works with Ben. Over to Johnson. Here's the line you want for the Bulldogs. Now to Reardon. Couldn't play it off of the wall. And Alex Johnson will skate behind her own cage on over 4 minutes to go. Left here in the first period. Still sitting at 0-0. One penalty gone against the Bulldogs. Just one team hasn't really been able to keep possession for very long. Here's Lowe through the legs of Madaliano. Aurora content to play it behind their own net again. Now Dykstra in front. Ben shot off the body of Blooming. Far side, Madaliano. Dykstra gets it out. Here come the Spartans. Dumped down at the red line. They go for a change. Bulldogs will collect. Lacola, and now picked up by Lowe. Far side corner. Lowe collides with two Spartans. They come away with it. Over to the D. Lewis. Now on the far side with Cook. Fires a shot in behind the net. Dangerous play here. Spartans. Stack loses her stick. Lewis down low left dot. Cook up top for Dykstra. Fires a shot in. Tipped. And Stack is able to cover it up.
Pretty big hit there, too. Nice job by Bulldog defender trying to catch a number. I believe it was Lacola defending the house in just about as literal a sense you could, throwing a Spartan to the ice.
Melina Kane in on the faceoff along with Riley Johnson. Simon banked it off the boards. Now still hugged at the blue line. Tied up with Pomerleau. Now they break it out far side. Here's Simon. Down low for Johnson. Here at the red line, wrap around, goes for the near side. Covered up by Blooming.
Bulldogs have done a good job at getting shots on net and stopping any from getting towards Stack. They just haven't done a good job at creating rebound opportunities for themselves or misdirection in front at all. It's been shot straight into the body of Blooming and making easy saves.
They're just unable to get that pass through the slot area and have the one-time option on the far side of the goal where usually it's been open. The opportunity has been there. And Pomerleau gets tripped up, no call. That would seem to be about as obvious as a tripping call as I've seen. And the ref's hand doesn't go up. Now on the far side, Simon battles with Williams. Up top for Kane, or Callie Lane, excuse me. All the way down, Pomerleau, picked up by Schmidt. In front of her own bench area. Turns it over for Simon. And now Castle goes diagonal. Madaliano got Carpenter in front. Madaliano fires a shot and blockered away by Blooming. Spartans break it out. 2-on-3, they dump it down, go for a chase. Schmidt gets taken down. Now the ref's hand goes up. And blown dead with 87 seconds to go in the first period. Bulldogs go back on the penalty kill.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's going to be Lacola going to the box, and it's going to be for cross-checking, I believe. So just an unfortunate event, and I think that's after a couple warnings, as there's been quite a few cross-checks up and down the ice that haven't been severe enough to warrant a whistle, so you know the warning had been given.
Spartans win the faceoff. Go D to D with Maffitt. Still got it on her stick. Bulldogs play defensive again, clogging the lanes. Now up top, just inside the blue line, is Hassel. Goes far side for Rook. Played down low. Top. Maffitt, shot. Cross check again in front of the net. No call as Simon absolutely laid out Kara Cook. Puck escapes the zone. Played back for neutral. Under a minute to go in the first period. Here's Rook. Pass back for Maffitt. Maffitt dumps it down inside the red line. She'll go for a change. And now Sturgeon, as that one rides the boards all the way to the other end of the ice. 30 seconds to go. Still over a minute in the power play. They'll end the period with the man advantage. Here's Cook, dumped down around the net. Met by Castle. In there to help is Richardson. That's Reardon. Still battling for it. Under 10 to go. Bulldogs got to be careful not to get a shot on net. Castle played against the boards. Can she get a shot off? She cannot. As the horn sounds, Bulldogs tied it up in the last 15 seconds. They'll start the second period on the penalty kill as Lacola heads out of the box. And we'll head to an intermission. Sean, what did you see in that first period besides the lack of whistles?
Well, it was just a lot of back and forth hockey, played in the neutral zone with a lot of turnovers. Puck doesn't seem to be sticking to either team's tape, and it's just kind of coming off and leading to some inopportune passing situations, but I think neither team's really capitalized on a lot of the opportunities that they've been given.
Yeah, it's just been a lot of neutral zone play. I mean, they've gone up and down the ice, but just the Bulldogs, I'd like to say they've had a little more opportunities. They certainly had the moments there, but they just can't get it on their stick, caught it just out of position. And Aurora has gotten a couple of shots on net, only 3 to put up on the board, but they've done very well. They've limited the possessions for the Bulldogs, and they've broken things out. I've called a significant number of their names thus far into the first period. Anything else you'd like to add before we head to a break?
Well, quick little fun fact here. The last time that a first period between these two teams ended scoreless was February 10th of 2023. That happened at Aurora. The last time that a game between these two ended the first period scoreless in the Arrington Ice Arena was February 13th of 2022. So normally a first period that sees at least some goal scoring action, but not today as we're deadlocked at 0.
That'll do it for the first period. Bruisers shootout ready, set to go, but we'll head to a break. 15 minutes up on the clock. We'll catch you on the other side. You're watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life. A time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and great, great opportunity. A time that you will always look back on.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jevi is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
to team battles, and then a big victory at the end. Nothing different today than what you do every day, all right? Love you guys. Win on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest by U.S. News and World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1-to-15 faculty-to-student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship-level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
Are you looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
The diploma you will receive symbolizes your efforts and distinguishes you as a highly educated person, learned in the arts and sciences and prepared for a life of achievement and great accomplishment.
Adrian College has built something very special. You've created not just an academic environment, but a culture of physical excellence, discipline, and resilience. You've turned this college into a place where pushing the limits isn't the exception, it's the expectation.
We leave here with countless memories, loyal friendships, and moments that have shaped our character far beyond what we could have imagined when we stepped onto campus. So now, class of 2025, we've come a long way, and I know as we step into this next chapter, we'll step into a new exciting adventure. I know we will do so in faith, in confidence, and in gratitude. Thank you guys, and congratulations, Adrian College, class of 2025.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights, Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
Welcome back inside the Arrington Ice Arena. Just over 5 minutes to go until the puck drop for the start of the second period, where the Bulldogs will begin on the penalty kill. As who was in the box? Remind me. Oh, number 8, yeah. Thanks, Director Keegan. Sophia Lacola.
Yeah, and that was for a cross-checking call there towards the end with about 1:27 left on the clock. Getting sent to the box for cross-checking just almost felt like a whistle that would kind of settle everything down a little bit. Things were getting a little bit too chippy for the ref's liking. That's one where you send the Bulldog to the sin bin and you just let them think about what they did, maybe teach the rest of the players to keep their hands to themselves.
Yeah, well, other than that, it's been a fairly clean game. Just a one other penalty to Riley Johnson for the cross-check. So both of them have been in the Bulldogs' defensive area, where usually most penalties occur. But other than that, right, pretty back-and-forth battle. One team can't keep possession, like we said. Got a couple of the first intermission stats pop up. Sean, I'll let you take it.
So obviously score 0-0, shots 11-3, with penalty minutes being 4-0 in favor of the Spartans. Face-off percentage 57-43, and then blocked shots 5-4. Quick correction on the first penalty of the game. It was Riley Johnson for hooking. So have a hooking and a cross-checking so far for the Bulldogs in this game. A little bit of a rough start for the Bulldogs. They're winning in face-off percentage, blocked shots, and shots on goal. The issue is that their shots on goal haven't been quality looks, and their penalties have kept them from having 5 players on the ice for 3 minutes and 27 seconds already in this game.
Yeah, it's kind of what we expected to see off the face-off percentage. That one makes sense to me. Penalty minutes, Aurora's played a very clean game, very fluid that we've had thus far, and for goals, obviously nothing. Shots, Adrian College dominates that category, as usually they do here at the Arrington Ice Arena. But blocks, even though Adrian has had more opportunities, they still lead it in blocks. Aurora only has 4, so some of those opportunities, they're finding their way to the goaltender and Macy Blooming. A little update for you. I texted my dad at the intermission, or he's listening to the broadcast, and he said that she's from Oak Creek, Wisconsin, which is right next to South Milwaukee. And I asked him if he knew her because he was a middle school tech ed teacher, and he said wasn't familiar with the name, but not necessarily that she wouldn't know him. So I might have to ask her after the game here, but a little correction there. So even though it says South Milwaukee, I didn't recognize her name. My dad says she's from Oak Creek. So very well done in net. 11 shots, 11 saves. Not much more you can ask for from the netminder for Aurora.
No, and she's gotten better throughout every game this season so far. Started out first game of the season back on Halloween, had 76 shots seen, giving up 4 goals, and then one of which was on a power play. The second game against Hamline, she gave up 5 goals, but 2 were on the power play, only seen 43 shots. And then Lake Forest gave up 2 goals in each game, none on the power play, less than 40 shots seen in both games.
We're going to step aside for a quick 30-second break. Well, we will not, because my boss is Josiah Durrell. I'd like to remind you that all broadcasts are student-ran. Adapt things on the fly. Keegan Wade is our director. Jack Whitehead on top cam. Who we got down in the action cam? Owen Barber on one action cam.
Anna Keir on the other action cam for today's. And we'll get some more updates on the ACTV being fully student ran a little later, back in the later parts of the game, but only a minute to go until puck drop, as it's always interesting how early the road team will come out of their locker room, because the home team always waits quite a while before they come out here in the Arrington. They usually wait until that minute left mark before we even see a Bulldog player.
As we see Sophia Lacola head back to the sin bin to serve the remaining 33 seconds of her penalty. So the Bulldogs will start off shorthanded. We flop sides, clean the ice. We're ready to get going, play some Bulldog hockey. 20 minutes up on the clock.
As seems like Sophia Lacola being chirped a little bit by some of the fans in attendance.
Love to see it. Puck collects into the Bulldogs defensive end. Castle first to it. Bumps around the near side corner with Casillo. Down the right dot is Rook. Down low for Cook, and Casillo in there as well. Castle battles against the boards. Casillo escapes with it. Thought about going down low, faked her out. And now Emma Simon. Casillo up top for Moffitt, throws a shot on, goes wide, and that one's slapped away by Simon. Lacola fresh out of the box. Bulldogs kill off the penalty. Dangerous play in front, another body collision. It was Simon and Casillo. Now the Bulldogs back to 5-on-5, 3-on-2. Couldn't enter cleanly, as Simon couldn't get it on, keep it on her tape. Now Lacola fires one, blocked away by Rook. Far side, Moffitt works it around with Rook. Turnover in the neutral area. Courtney Ben backhands it. And behind the cage, Moffitt nearly turned it over right into the blue paint. Caught the skate on the puck. Two sticks collide. Possession goes to the offense. Now it's Richardson. Near side, Ben. Enters cleanly through the blue line. Ben pickpocketed from behind from Mazzella. Out on the break, 1-on-0. Mazzella backhand over the crossbar. Breaks out, Klein. Near side, dumps off the boards, chases it herself. Met by Dykstra. Now behind the cage, Dykstra. Ben got a good stick in there in the battle with Bozian. Now Reardon steps up. Got time to work with. Fires one towards the front, blocked away by Blooming. Collected by the Spartans. They look to break it out. Bozian. Met by Reardon and stick checked by Sturgeon. Off of the skate of a Spartan. Bulldogs back on the attack. Sturgeon with Reardon in front. Slapped at. Backhanded from Sturgeon. Carpenter couldn't keep it on her tape. And now a 2-on-1 opportunity coming for the Spartans. Here's Doctor against Sturgeon. Again, they couldn't keep it on her stick. Reardon up against the boards for Doctor. Fires one in. And Stack keeps it on her hip.
Doctor tried to get a little bit too fancy there with that shot and caused her to slip up a little bit. Tried to play it off the skate on the dot and then make a move around the defender. Ended up playing it off her skate into the corner.
Face off on the far side dot. There's Byer. Scoots it along the yellow dasher. Now all the way down. Johnson in a sprint. And they blow it for icing.
Johnson has wheels, just didn't have enough time to catch up to that puck to get the icing waved off, as I don't think the Bulldogs are going to complain if this is the line that they're going to get stuck out there. Pretty fresh, made a change recently, and you have your best offensive line on the ice.
Riley Johnson to take the face off. Quick one by the Spartans. Try to throw a shot on. Stack couldn't glove it. The Spartan hits the deck. That one was Hassel. Neutral zone area again. Hassel. Now she's got it. Far side on the red dot with Pomerleau. Fires one in. That one must have hit the protective netting. Blown dead.
Yeah, that might be a break right there for the Spartans, as it looked like the Bulldogs were about to be making a play. And they made a good job at playing it back, just caught the netting. Bulldogs do get to make a change, though, so a break caught for them as well.
Neutral zone face-off, won by the Bulldogs. Now hugging the red line, Montaliano. Sturgeon sends it back for Lacola. Banks it around the board. Sturgeon between her legs. Montaliano between her legs, but that one by design. Outside for Carpenter. Enters the zone with Hubenschmidt off of the skate of Carpenter. And now with Rook in there as well. Sturgeon, D-to-D with Lacola off the boards. Fires was slowly on net. Sticked away by Blooming. Here's the near side corner, Rook. Montaliano goes in front, still got on her stick, couldn't fire a shot off in time. As a couple sticks collided to send the puck away. Now Lewis on the far side. Outside for Simon, underneath the shadow of the scoreboard, right on the Bulldogs A. Dumps it down low. Courtney Rook takes a spill. Front, one-timer, Reardon, couldn't connect. Simon. Other side, fires, block it away. Off the shot from Parker Byer. Haley Simon met in the neutral zone from Kara Cook. Courtney Ben comes away with it. Enters cleanly on her own, no help, goes left. Ben, back in, goes wide left. Lowe, got reared in front, goes behind. Lowe kicks it out. Simon hugging the blue line, back to Lowe. Slot, fires. Save made by Macy Blooming.
That's a little bit of a sketchy catch there. Looked like it might have gotten up into the blocker side, making a glove save. And a very awkward angle to do so as well, having the hands overlap each other. As get a nice little look there, the Wild Warriors.
Wild Cafe packed as usual. Great place to catch a game. Our side, Schmidt battles with Ben and Kruger. Met by two bodies colliding, heads towards the net. Spartans look to break it out. They can't yet, still have the blue line. Now it escapes the neutral zone. Schmidt now collected by Dykstra, far side with Keelana Schmidt. Here with Cook, goes cross ice, off of the stick of Kruger. Icing blown dead. Kruger in a battle with Richardson. Foot race one. Now Cook gets taken down by Richardson. Banked hard off the boards. That one's most likely going to be blown for icing, and it is.
Only one Bulldog was making a beeline for a change there. That was Richardson. Everyone else already knew it was going to be icing. They just started skating back to the dot. Not much you can do in a situation like that, but just try to catch your breath in the short amount of time you have to do so.
14:33 on the clock in the second period. Score still knotted up at 0. Shots still well in favor of the Bulldogs, out shooting them 3-1. Pomerleau off of the skate. Now Ben escapes with Maffitt. Now here's Courtney Ben, got it on her stick. See what she can make of it. Dodges one defender. Courtney Ben with some pace, fires a shot, maybe worked as a dump. Caught by Blooming, but now they let it go. Here's Kafka, goes diagonal. Casillo couldn't handle it right away. Castle plays it behind the cage. Simon behind the net. Again, now Riley Johnson picks it up, banks it off the glass. It gets past Lewis. First to it is Simon in front alone, and she couldn't get a clean shot off. Bulldogs still on the attack. Johnson fingers one in. Covered it up by Blooming.
Well, that's an opportunity Emma Simon is going to want back. Almost definitely seemed like attacking the crease and went to flip it up and over the blocker of Blooming. Just lost control of the puck momentarily and ended up flipping it into the corner.
Offensive zone one by the Bulldogs. Quick shot fired on. Spartans break it out past the outstretched stick of Rossetier. Makovic and That one blown dead for offside. Spartans couldn't enter the zone cleanly.
No, and there's been a little bit of, I think the game's really cleaned up for both teams since that cross-checking whistle. Hasn't been very many whistles since.
This one blown dead before it got started. 13-18 left on the clock. Stepping in is Schmidt. Now they send it cross ice for Kaylee Simon. Left-handed cross ice pass for Hubenschmidt. Allie Hubenschmidt sends one down off of the stick now of Blooming. She saucers one off, knocked down by Hubenschmidt. Dangerous play here in front of the net. Dykstra. D to D. Now for Kaylee Simon. Goes back to her partner and Parker Byer. Hubenschmidt fires one out, block, rebound, chance, no good. Still loose in the paint. And it's covered up by Blooming, outstretched.
Phenomenal effort from Blooming there to keep everything from finding the scoreboard as the Bulldogs were making a phenomenal push toward the crease. The rebound opportunity they've been looking for all day, and they had two chances at it. Both were fanned, so we're going to stay deadlocked.
Offensive zone draw won by the Bulldogs. Lacola at the point. Dump it down low near the hash marks. Far side underneath the red line again. Coming in was Carpenter, now met with Johnson. And the near side boards. Lacola dumps it, unable to get it on the hand. Was Lane. Now Aurora looks to break it out again. Here's Cook with Lacola, both number 8. Far side, Hubenschmidt dancing with the blue line. Couple of passes now collect for the Spartans. Shot sent in, but collected easily by Kira Stack. Haven't called her name in a while.
No, and that's for the best if you're a Bulldog fan, but I think they still would like to see some more goals go their way, as it's 17-6 in the shots on goal category. The Bulldogs just haven't found one to hit the twine yet.
Just under 12 minutes to go in the second period. Shot blocked in front by Klein. That took that one right off the body. And now Reardon, neutral zone, backhand into the boards, takes a spill, but got 2-on-2 here. Shot blocked. Ben was there for the follow-up. Schmidt follows one up. It was Richardson, now Klein there again. Dancing, far side, Ben. Richardson at the point. Stays with Ben, no one on her. Flies right in, move, Ben, got the Twix! No good. Shot sent in again, behind the net. That one escapes all the way down. Klein on a chase for it. And there also is Casillo. And Riley Johnson picks it up. Looks for Reardon, didn't see it at first, now she picks. Enters with Ben. Reardon tried to make a move. Would have been a good one if she got it past him a fit. Now far side in front of her own bench. Osseteer broken up by the Bulldogs. Reardon. Now Johnson picks it up. Goes down low. 4 Spartans all have her head turned towards her. And here's Maffitt. Dumps it off over the hand of Simon. Both Simons in there. Emma and Kaylee. Now Emma Simon still got another backhand. Shot blocked, covered up by Blooming.
Yeah, and you mentioned both Simon sisters on the ice, Emma and Kaylee, as we'll take a quick look here at the phenomenal opportunity that was previously had by Ben, just making everyone miss, doing it all herself. When she went for the backhand flip, got away from her, but
everything but the finish. And another defensive zone draw here for the Spartans. This one, it's 1. Underneath the cage now with Hassel. Johnson, diving attempt as she was taken down from Simon. Had Pomerleau on her right. Goes down low. Byer. On her stick up top. Johnson. Now out. for Simon. In the front, one time again, Pomerleau right there. Here's Emma Simon. Sturgeon fires one on off the post, scores!
And I believe it's gonna be a first goal in a career for Sturgeon as she let it rip. It hit the iron, hit the back of Blooming, and trickled in for the first goal of the day, first goal in this series, and the first goal in a career.
Elizabeth Sturgeon has dished it out before. She's got 3 assists on the year, but no goals, and now she adds one to the column. They've kept that puck, added a new one in play. That's one for the trophy case.
Freshman out of Livonia, Michigan.
Underneath the red line. Now here come the Spartans. Under 10 minutes to go here in the second period, halfway home. Monteliano broken up by Cook. Bulldogs finally cracked the egg, put one up on the board. Stick down. Warned for a high sticking, so she'll have to let it go. Cross-ice pass, almost got to Carpenter. Cook steps up, makes one woman miss. Cook fires, stick off of from Stack. Through the slot. Now Hubenschmidt got it in front of her. Allie Hubenschmidt backhands cross ice. Gets taken down. Monteliano sold that one as Ellie Kruger will be heading to the box.
Curious what the signal is going to be on this one, because it looked to be incidental all the way through, and as you mentioned, Monteliano looked to be selling it a little bit. Didn't catch the signal from the official. So we'll listen for our PA to give us an official word, that or our live stats.
So the first power play for the Bulldogs here tonight, one of the best in the nation. Pomerleau. Left point, down for Johnson. Working their way. Got Monteliano in front who drew the penalty. Far side Simon, up for Sturgeon, fires one in. Well wide left. Pomerleau, down for Johnson. Banks off the boards. Emma Simon over the top. Pomerleau, left dot. Down low for Johnson. Couple of deeks. Now she knows what to do with it. Goes cross ice for Sturgeon. Over Pomerleau. Shot over the glass. Sturgeon fires into the slot. No good. Sticked away. Spartans are able to clear it after 45 seconds of a hard-fought defensive battle. Pomerleau looks to catch the Spartans in the change. Here comes Johnson. Monteliano in front. Johnson backhanded. Loose in the slot. Picked up by the Spartans. They dump it back down. Played off the wall. And first to it, quickly on by Schmidt. Pomerleau been out there for the whole time along with Riley Johnson. Call is 2 minutes for interference. 36 seconds left in the power play. Here's Byer. Goes D-to-D with Ben. Dishes it off for Emma Simon. Enters cleanly. Got Markovich in front. Now she's got it. Reardon was crashing towards the net. Now Reardon picks it up. Dishes it off for Ben. Fires. Scores! Courtney Ben with her second goal on the year.
It's an absolute rifle from Courtney Ben as well. Passed up to the point, takes her time and finds it. Getting it all the way through the traffic with an absolute snipe.
Well, almost like she knew she made that even before it went through the net. It's all smiles here for the Bulldogs as they double the lead in the second period. Aurora really now on their heels. Bulldogs nearly caught off sides. There's got about 7 bodies right here on the near side. The response, no good. Shot from Casillo. Bulldogs break it out again. Here's Ben. Heads down low. First to it is Mazzella. Also in there with Lowe. Stepped up. Sturgeon fires again into the glove of Blooming. Don't just dream about college, experience it. Bulldog 101 gives future Bulldogs a full day on campus with tours, receptions, and more. Register now at www.adrian.edu/admissions/visit-campus/Bulldog101. Bulldogs, it's back to 5-on-5. Like we said, one of the best power play units in the nation. Hubenschmidt collides now with Madaliano. Carpenter on the far side dishes it out. That one's going to escape all the way down to Stack, who comes out of her crease to play it, quickly back out. Richardson in there with Klein. Skates with tempo. Goes left, Klein, and she finds the middle, fires a hard angle shot off of the blocker of Blooming. Stays in off of the glass. Now Hubenschmidt collides in there on the near side boards. Madaliano. Shot from Carpenter wide, still found in front. Shot, scores! Three goals in less than 5 minutes for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and this is going to be Allie Hubenschmidt just getting a little bit fortunate. Right place, right time. No, it's not going to be Allie Hubenschmidt. It looks like it's going to be Mazzaliano actually coming away with the goal. As take one more look at this real quick. Just right place, right time. Yes, I do believe that is Mazzaliano getting the puck loose, bouncing it off the pad, and hitting the quick wraparound shot. As a timeout will take place.
Yeah, Madaliano's second goal on the year is, like we said, Bulldogs 3 goals in this second period. So the Aurora Spartans take their first and only timeout here you get in hockey. Kind of a recollection as Blooming, not all on Blooming's fault. Obviously the one snipe from Ben looked like she saw it all the way. Not a whole lot of traffic, but the Bulldogs got to be feeling really good here heading into the second half and the later part of this second period.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs have done a good job at helping protect Stack all the way up and down the ice, creating turnovers, creating opportunities to transition properly, whereas the Spartans can't really say the same right now.
Timeout breaks, and now we have 5:41 left to go in the second period. Center dot draw after the goal from Ava Madaliano. Here's Kaylee Simon, works on the near side. And there's Sienna Beal, extra skater here for the Bulldogs, get some ice time. There's Beal. Can she get it out to Simon? Instead, Johnson picks it up, goes far side. Couldn't keep it on her stick, was Byer. Just gonna dump it down low. And there's Beal. Battles with Dykstra. And now Kane pinning Johnson up against the boards. Beal and Johnson breaks it out. Is the other number 9 and Kane. Simon backhand dump, good in front of her own bench. Under 5 minutes to play in the second period. Bulldogs up 3-0 on 25 shots to Aurora's 8. At the point. Fires one in, goes wide right. Beal towards the slot, rebound. Johnson couldn't make it happen. Both these lines have been out here ever since the center draw about a minute ago. Now Aurora goes for a change. Bulldogs still have to recollect as the puck's in their own end. Our side, Johnson enters cleanly as Pomerleau heads to the bench. Johnson gonna take it herself. Through hand, backhand, couldn't get a shot on net. Cook, now on the far side, on the shadow of the boards, met by Lacola. Cook takes it herself, met in front on a nice defensive play there by Castle. These players hit the ice as the battle with Lowe. Now she's on the far side there, collected by Maffitt. Near side, here's Lane. Takes its way all the way down, Stack, collects in the stick. Now Lacola gets it out to Ben. Nice dish pass to Lowe. Heads it back inside. Caught well offsides as Reardon didn't know that Lowe was still hanging out behind the blue line.
That one's definitely on Lowe. Had a lane to attack up the ice, get over the blue line, and let your team make some plays. Instead decided to dance around a little bit too much, trying to find a lane for her to create a scoring opportunity off the entry, and it ended up leading to an offside instead.
Neutral zone faceoff won by the Spartans. Our side tied up in front of the Bulldogs bench. Still there. Klein in there with Hubenschmidt. Now she escapes with it. Hugging the blue line for Richardson. Far side picked up by Kennedy Lewis. Carpenter banned on it. Klein dumps it in. It doesn't get much mustard on it. Now Monteliano, the most recent goal scorer for Adrian College. And here's Rook, plays it out wide for Hassel. But they have to retreat again. Now Carpenter making it happen. Carpenter in front, one time missed by Monteliano, looking for a second goal. Hubenschmidt in front, shot right, still loose in front. No one can find it. Now it's finally blown dead as Blooming had her glove on it.
That's an easy one for Hubenschmidt, and based off the goal she scored last weekend, falling down to the ice and sliding around on her knees, still getting the shot on goal and finding its way into the net. You almost expected the easy one to go as normal.
Friendly fire there as the shot ricocheted off of Riley Johnson's skate. Now Simon gets pickpocketed in the neutral zone, but right back at you. 2-on-2 for the Bulldogs, maybe a third. Back checker for the Spartans. Johnson fires one in, blockered away. Sturgeon was there for the cleanup. Simon collides with Dykstra. And now Lacola comes in, but whiffs, and now Dykstra out on the attack. Backs down Simon, tries to get a shot on, easily blocked away by Stack. Far side for Simon. 3-on-2 for Adrian. Takes a stop, spins, backhands it back down low. Pomerleau. Down low again with Schmidt. Under 2 minutes to play in the second period. Been all Bulldogs here in the second frame. And now Richardson. Past the blue line. Got Markovich on her right. Decides to take a shot herself. Easily blockered away by Blooming. Klein. Dumps it down low. Around the yellow dasher. Picked up by Reardon. On the right dot. Off. Banks it off the boards. For Richardson. Hogging that blue line. Reardon down low. Peeks through defenders. In front. Wraparound chance. Looking for Klein. One time. Missed. That kept in at the blue line by Richardson, but instead it's taken out. Cook going to fire it down low, but it was behind the red line, blown dead for icing. Spartans are stuck out on the ice.
Yeah, and this might be the last line change of the period, potentially. Spartans not going to be able to even make a change. That could lead to the Bulldogs capitalizing on a golden chance.
Yeah, this is a very important possession here. Spartans caught on the icing call, so they're still out here. It's been a long time for this line. They're looking to clear it out, but Adrian off of the fresh line just looking to put it back in. And they catch a break as they were attempting to clear it. It stuck up into the net, I think. Ended up with inside the jersey or inside the sweater of Monteliano. So Aurora catches the break. Then now they're able to change with 66 seconds left in the second period.
Yeah, as you mentioned, just catching a break there. That's not intentional, and I don't even think they could do that again on this possession if they tried to.
Monteliano, quick shot on net off of the face-off win. Carpenter back for Byer. Under a minute to play. Just past the face of Maffett. Hubenschmidt. Down low for Monteliano. Back to Hubenschmidt again. Spartans break it out. Here's Maffett. 3-on-2. Gonna dump it down low and chase it herself. Byer and Monteliano quick on the attack. They pin it against the boards. Byer escapes. Gets past the defender. Hubenschmidt looked diagonal. Found it with Monteliano all alone. Monteliano fires. No good.
Tried to go 5-hole there was Monteliano after a couple fancy moves, but closing the door nicely for the Spartans there. As we see Madaliano gathered it off an odd hop, and when you're trying to go 5-hole, you want to put a little bit more gas on it than she had there. Nice job by Blooming to just close the door.
30 seconds to go in the second period. Tied up. Spartans take it, but now Reardon in front. Ben shot, no good, still on the crease, covered up on the paint. Ref blows it dead. Bodies hitting the ice. Another golden opportunity for Adrian College.
Yeah, and these are opportunities that when you're not able to capitalize on them, it will gain momentum for the other team as the puck is loose on the red line, just on the other side of the iron, and everyone laying out to make an effort for it.
Tied up again on the left dot. Now controlled with Rook behind the cage. Two Bulldogs stepping in as we play under 10 seconds to go. 2-on-1 opportunity. 5 seconds. Can they get a shot off on net? All alone, Casillo. And it goes wide. And the horn sounds. Deep breath side for the Bulldog fans as that was one chance too close. A couple of seconds left on the clock. Aurora, a really good look at that one there.
Yeah, that's their best opportunity of the game so far, and they were screaming up the ice in a 2-on-1 opportunity, became a 1-on-0, and just put a little bit too much of a predictable shot on net for Stack, a veteran netminder at this point in the amount of games she's played.
Yeah, superb goaltending for her, up to 9 shots and 9 saves on the night. On the other side, Adrian College puts up 30 shots on goal total between the first and second periods. They now lead it 3-0 off the goals from Sturgeon, Ben, and Madaliano. A couple assists on to Pomerleau, Carpenter, Simon, Markovich, and Reardon. So not one player racking up a second tally in any one column. Anything else to see in the second period, Sean?
I think the Bulldogs need to come out and play as aggressively as they did there in the second period. You don't want to take your foot off the gas, as if they take their foot off the gas, Spartans could make some more effort here in this game, but they could also gain some momentum going into next game. And game 2's in the Arrington Ice Arena can always have some mistakes happen and lead to some unfortunate pucks bouncing the other team's way.
Yeah, last time they played, they did put up a goal for Aurora, so looking to get one on the scoreboard here. A little momentum going into the game tomorrow, but they still got 20 minutes left to play. If Adrian can put up 23 goals in 20 minutes, then so can Aurora. So we'll head to the break. 13 minutes left to go until we see puck drop in the third quarter. Sean Whitmer and Nathan Lindner up here in the booth. We'll see you on the other side. You're watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, and learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life. A time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and great, great opportunity. A time that you will always look back on.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jevi is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
One-on-one battles lead to unit battles, which lead to team battles, and then a big victory at the end. Nothing different today than what you do every day, all right? Love you guys. Win on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest by U.S. News and World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1-to-15 faculty-to-student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship-level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
Are you looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
diploma you will receive symbolizes your efforts and distinguishes you as a highly educated person, learned in the arts and sciences and prepared for a life of achievement and great accomplishment.
Adrian College has built something very special. You've created not just an academic environment, but a culture of physical excellence, discipline, and resilience. You've turned this college into a place where pushing the limits isn't the exception, it's the expectation.
We leave here with countless memories, loyal friendships, and moments that have shaped our character far beyond what we could have imagined when we stepped onto campus. So now, class of 2025, we've come a long way, and I know as we step into this next chapter, we'll step into a new exciting adventure. I know we will do so in faith, in confidence, and in gratitude. Thank you guys, and congratulations, Adrian College, class of 2025.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
Welcome back inside the Arrington Ice Arena on the campus of Adrian College. It's 3-0 in favor of the Adrian College Bulldogs. Nathan Lindner, Sean Whitmer up here having a good time. Sean?
Yeah, it's been a fun game so far. Second period, seen 3 goals. Third period hasn't started yet. There's about 3 minutes until the third. As we recap the second period, taking a look at some of the goals that we witnessed there. Here's the first one. About 10 minutes left in the period. You pass it back, and Sturgeon has it trickle in off the iron, giving her her first career goal as the Bulldogs celebrate accordingly. Taking a look at the next goal in order, power play opportunity for the Bulldogs. Taking it on the dot, pass to the point. Courtney Ben rifles it through a lot of traffic, but the snipe finds the twine, and the Bulldogs took a 2-0 lead. Of course, I said there were 3 goals. Here's the last one. It's right place, right time. If you're Mataliano, and right there it bounces directly into her stick. She goes with the quick wrap around the netminder, and there wasn't much that Macy Blooming could do, as all 3 goals found the back of the net.
Yeah, so Bulldogs a strong second period after no scoring in the first, as we take a look at some of the second period stats through 40 minutes, not just the second period. Sean, you want to take this one?
Yeah, so the Bulldogs leading 30 shots to 9. That's shots on goal, of course. If you take out the 3 goals, that means that there's been 27 saves for Blooming in this game. She has surpassed 200 saves overall. That came with her 16th save on the day. Penalty minutes, it's 4-2. And it's going to be the Bulldogs with the 4 in that category. Power play goals, 1-0. And the face-off percentage, 58-41. Blocked shots, 8-5 in favor of the Spartans. As some confusion here on the...
Yeah, so Bulldogs a clean period there in the second period. No penalty minutes, and then Aurora has the 1 penalty, and the Bulldogs capitalize on it. They get the power play. Like we said, they convert on over 30% of their power play opportunities. Aurora does lead it in block shots, 8-5.
As the horn sounds, we know what that means. It's Bulldogs back on the ice.
I think the Bulldogs had 5 block shots at the end of last period too, so they're still sitting at 5. That's kind of interesting. Aurora up to 8.
Well, the issue is that the Bulldogs played most of that second period in the offensive end, so they didn't really have an opportunity to block too many shots.
Yeah, not a whole lot of, yeah.
The only real offensive opportunities the Spartans had back in that second period were on breakaway chances.
Especially at those last couple of seconds there with a 1-on-0 opportunity for Casillo. 20 minutes left to go in the third period. Bulldogs have the advantage, 3-0. Looking to put this one away and get their third NCAA victory on the year. Spartans looking to put up a little bit of a fight, trying to get something going before the series finale tomorrow. Breakaway chance here. It's Simon, pickpocket, shot, blocked, and Blooming able to collect it in her chest.
Nice heads-up play there by Blooming, making sure she stays aware early in the period, not letting an easy one slip by.
Yeah, Blooming's seen a lot of action thus far this year. Through 5 games already, 200 shots saved. Your body's going to take a beating after that. Banked outside the boards, still kept in. Now Simon sends it back where it came from. Reardon steps up. And now Kaylee Simon fires one on net, but blocked in front by Williams. And low in a tangle with O'Brien. Backhanded along the near side. Picked up by Williams again. It escapes the zone. Bulldogs retreat. Goes cross ice for Reardon in front of the Aurora bench. And Lowe using the speed. Can't get to it first though. It'll be Dykstra to box her out as Lowe hits the deck. Now near side. Here's Schmidt. Reardon. And it escapes towards the middle. Aurora looks to break it out. Haven't seen anything on the offensive side here as a Spartan hits the deck. That's Aurora Williams. And now Byer past the blue line, enters cleanly. Fires one in, blockered away inside of the front. And now Dykstra. Play down low. Here's Ben. He gets to it. Got the stick in one hand, fighting off the defender in the other. Banked off the boards. Still, the puck has not reached the Bulldogs' third. Castle plays it back, and a breakaway opportunity here. Casillo 3-on-2. Shot blocked in front over the top of the crossbar. Stack stands tall. Now near side corner. Now number 11, Kennedy Lewis. Pickpocketed Montaliano. Gonna dump and chase herself in front of Mazzella. Down low for Rook. Coming into the aid is Mazzella. Banks behind the net. Looks to break it out. Here's Kafka. Goes diagonally. Lacola slaps at it. In front of the Bulldogs bench. Lacola now collects. D to D with Sturgeon. Back to Lacola. Poke check by Bozian. Sturgeon. Got one goal on here tonight. Anderson. And it's Johnson in front. Pomerleau again. Boy, they've had that about 3 or 4 times with Johnson handing it off to Pomerleau. Just can't connect on the open net. Pomerleau banked down low. Johnson first to it. 3 minutes into the third period. And I don't think we've had a whistle yet. Our side by, we did have that one whistle early on after the save from Blooming. But other than that, pretty fluid here to open up the final frame. That one goes all the way down. Icing is called with 16:41 left to go.
Bulldogs getting an opportunity here to capitalize on some tired legs from the Spartans. Would like to see if maybe they can get the puck to Bayer off the draw.
Down low behind the cage. Here's Lewis. Still got it on her stick. Dishes it off for Rossetier, but now Simon. Dump it down low. Did Kaylee Simon. Reardon there, now low as Reardon gets taken down. Near side, here's Rosseteer. Tries to go cross ice. It was at the red line, but Maffitt is there. Byer lost her stick. She's got a couple of teammates to help her out. Off of the skate of Beal. Now in a free race all the way down towards the net. Dykstra. Give and go. Now with Schmidt across the red line. Anthers cleanly with Kruger. Dishes it off. Kruger retreats. Hands it over. Shot blocked in front by Richardson. Didn't know where it was for a second. Now Dykstra. 15 and a half minutes to go here in the third period. Bulldogs still control it 3-0. Klein flips the side in front of the Bulldogs bench. Now here come the Spartans. Schmidt takes a hard fall. Richardson picks it up. Klein behind the cage. And Kruger in there. DeDablier also in there with Beal. A couple of extra skaters for the Bulldogs. DeDabler gives it to herself behind the cage. Got Hubenschmidt in front. Hubenschmidt comes to the aid, pins it against the boards. In there with Lane and Alex Johnson. Now it escapes. Here's Cook, who is leading the Spartans in shots on net with 4. Past the stick of Johnson. Dumps it back for Lane. Now they break it out for Cook in front of the bench. But it's Emma Simon quickly on it. Enters, and that one clearly offside, as Sophia Lacola didn't know where Simon was.
I almost think it was less about knowing where Simon was and more about just allowing the Bulldogs to catch a breath and maybe get things figured out after a whistle.
Neutral zone faceoff won by the Bulldogs. They look to flip it. Here's Pomerleau. Near side Castle, banked off the boards by a Spartan. Near side, it was Lewis. Pomerleau backhands it to Lacola. Flips it up for Markovic. Now in front, one-time shot. Again, the Bulldogs can't capitalize. Pomerleau in front again. Byer dishes it off at the red line. Spartans come away with it. 2 sticks collide. Byer. Now the far side, O'Brien dishes it back to Byer. Looks to play it up. Turnover nearly in defensive zone. Pomerleau going to send it back down and make its way all the way to Blooming. No icing there. And the Bulldogs get a change. Byer on defense as here comes the attack from Dykstra. Weaving in. Wheeler picked up by. Moving outside, Byer. Foot race with Maffitt. Now in front. Beal backhands towards the net. Low, picked up by Beal. Byer, D-to-D with Simon. Outside, Benton fires one on, blocked in front by a Spartan. They look to break it out. Near side, here's Casillo. On the far side, Dykstra. Casillo gets past the defender. Good play there by Simon to break it up. Casillo now hounded by 3 Bulldogs, but somehow gets it to her teammate. Fires one in, skips in and into the glove of Kira Stack.
Took an odd bounce when it got there near Stack. It bounced off of her blocker directly into her glove in front, but wisely covered it up and allowed for a line change for her team.
Defensive zone draw here for the Bulldogs. They win it. Collected at the blue line by Maffitt. Across the point, now on the right side dot. Fires in. Blockered away. Now the far side, here's Kruger. Ellie Kruger still got, fires one towards the slot. No Spartan there, but now stepping up is Schmidt. Sent off by Sturgeon. And now Montaliano got Hubenschmidt on her right. Connects with her skate. Heads all the way down to the red line. Collected by Blooming. Saucers it off, but still in the defensive third. Now it escapes. Underneath the shadow of the boards here. Flips it toward the bench area. And Maffitt dumps it back down low. Might get blown dead for icing, and it will.
About as close of an icing as possible. It was fired from maybe a skate's width behind the red line. So Bulldogs catch a little bit of a break, allowing them to potentially capitalize on an opportunity with the Spartans stuck, some fatigued legs on the ice.
Yeah, it's happened a couple times here in the third period, and obviously you already played 40 minutes, so your legs are already tired from the game. You can't just throw the puck away. Now you're desperate for a change, but the Bulldogs have had a lot of pressure offensively. Nearing towards the slot, Castle dumps it back down for Klein, who's got it now, left dot, throws it up, tipped down low from the Dobler. Now it escapes Campbell for the Spartans. Nope, instead it's 15, Schmidt. Saw the 5, didn't see the 1 in front. Across the ice, picked up by Dykstra. Goes D-to-D with her mate Shin Schmidt. Fighting on the blue line. And now Hassel goes down for Castle. Behind her is Williams. Far side Klein. Couple of passes, now resides with Johnson, hugging at the red line with O'Brien. Far side Schmidt. Puck bounces around a couple of skates and sticks here. 11 minutes and counting to go in the third period. Bulldogs control 3-0. Snapped down low, picked up. Schmidt banks off the boards for Dykstra. Connects with a pass from Williams. Goes all the way down. No icing as 2 Spartans are there. Blow it off. It was Mazzella and Cook. As Mazzella loses her stick, came flying off her hand. Down low, Kafka. Now Simon breaks it out. Rook banked it off the board. Simon back in her own end. Now looks to skate through some traffic. Flicks it down low. Little dump and chase. Bend there, but it's Courtney Rook to pick it up. Far side Carpenter couldn't get to it. Klein. Up a 6 Kaleido. Spartan hits the deck. Klein and now Castle couldn't control it. So here comes the Spartans. It's Kafka. Connects with Casillo. Shot blockered away by Stack. Klein banked off the yellow dasher. Ben boxes out a Spartan. Now they collide as Ben pins a Spartan off of the glass. Kept in at the blue line. Ben steps up and makes the play. Ben gonna dump it down low behind the cage. First to it is Callie Lane. Montaliano in there with Beal. Into the corner with Maffitt. Steps up. And Lacola couldn't have it. Down low. Montaliano fans on a shot. The Dobler. Inside. Puck bouncing around a few times. Now the Dobler's got it. Goes low for Beal. Outside for Cook. Cook, diagonal pass. Eventually finds its way with Kruger. Enters cleanly past Lacola, who takes a hit. Ref's hand goes up, presumably for tripping against Sophia Lacola, her second penalty on the night.
Just getting a little bit too antsy there. Getting the stick out a little bit too far in front, leading to that tripping call as the Bulldogs will play down 1 player for another 2 minutes. At least they're hoping it lasts 2 minutes.
8:50 to go in the third period. Here's Aurora's chance to get back in the game. Shot fired on net. Here, Stack couldn't get it. Went blocked away. Didn't see it all the way in. Reardon tries to clear. Kept in at the blue line by Schmidt. Far side for Cook. Back up top to the point for Schmidt. Now goes left for O'Brien. Dumps down low, looking for the return, and a nice step-up play there by Castle, and she clears it down the length of the ice. Macy Blooming collects it, and the Spartans will look to break it out yet again. Near side for O'Brien. Across the red line, dumps it down low. Byer into the corner with Cook. And now Casillo. Far side, Byer, hounded by 3 Spartans. Just looking to waste time. 65 seconds to go in the power play. Puck goes up and out of play, and a young lady from Shawinigan ends up with that one. So a minute and 1 second left to go on the penalty kill for the Bulldogs. They've killed off 2 earlier today in the first period. Nothing in the second. That was completely dominated by the Bulldogs. Here's Hassel. Answers cleanly in the blue line. Dishes back up for the point. Moffitt fires. Blocked in front by Carpenter, who went down to a knee to do it. Our side escapes past the blue line, picked up in the neutral zone. Here's Rook. Hands it off for Moffitt. Back to Rook. Cross ice for Hassel. Dumps it into the middle for Casillo. Couldn't collect it. Carpenter got it, and she whacks it all the way down the length of the ice. Blooming has to play it. Looks to break it out quickly. Bulldogs caught in a change. Here's Hassel. Now enters is Casillo. Hug in the blue line. Fires one in. Easily blocked away by Stack. Near side Moffitt. Now Pomerleau on a rush. Got Simon on her left. Gives it off to her. Couldn't get a shot on. Backhanded inside. Bulldogs are full strength now. Killed off another penalty. Lacola back in on the play right away. Pomerleau in the battle there with Schmidt. Simon now into the corner with Lacola again. And Klein whacks it off of the boards. Picked up by Alex Johnson. Pomerleau giving her the business. Now steps up is Klein. Off of the glass. Look to bank it down up top. Richardson fires one in. Saw all the way by Macy Blooming.
Might be the easiest save of the day for Blooming, as that one was shot almost to where her glove was. Almost didn't even need to move.
Defensive zone draw lost. Bulldogs fire a shot in, blocked by their own player. Banked off the boards. Still behind the cage. Fired in front, they score! Bulldogs get the insurance goal. They now lead it 4-0.
Yeah, and I believe that's going to be number 28, the freshman Maddie Lowe, leading the pack. So good job battling in front, and looked like the puck might have took a lucky bounce for her, but that's her 3rd goal on the year. She's had 1 in every series so far.
A strong start to the year for Maddie Lowe, the freshman from Petoskey, Michigan. Banked off the boards. Sturgeon tries to send it back out. Here comes Lewis. Fires a weak shot in off of the stick of Stack. Now in front. Here comes shot. Glove saved by Stack. Good chance there for the Spartans.
Unfortunately, decided to go glove side, trying to catch that top left corner behind Stack. Maybe going blocker side. Could have gotten a little bit more air room to find the Spartans celebrating here in the AIA.
5.5 minutes to go in the 3rd period. This one tonight's been all Bulldogs. Shot blocked in front by the Bulldog. It was Emma Simon taking that one to the body. Weaving through, loose in front. Bulldogs collapsing on top of Spartans. Actually, it might have been Markovich or Carpenter with the block. Simon's not out there. So now Castle steps to it. This one will go the length of the ice. No icing. First to it now, Lane in there with Madaliano. Tied up, Carpenter in there, rescued, and now it's Casillo. And then dump it back down low, turnover, Madaliano. Penalty gone against the Bulldogs as Casillo hit the deck.
And the early indication is going to be body checking against Carpenter. And that is the call, so Carpenter will sit 2 minutes for body checking.
Another penalty gone against the Bulldogs here, and they've killed off all of them. That's not really a good sign. You want to head in, as you start your early season, you want to play clean. They've done well tonight. Only the 3 or 4 penalties, 2 in the first, none in the second. But they do have one of the best penalty kill units in the conference. So they'll go to work here yet again. Reardon out there with Hubin Schmidt. And now Kane up top at the blue line for Schmidt. Dumps it down low for Kane. Hits it out. O'Brien, left hash at the point for Schmidt. O'Brien nearing in. Kane in front. They collect again. Schmidt off to O'Brien. Will they play it down low for Kane? Schmidt fires one in. Glove saved by Stack. Just a reminder, ACTV broadcasts are fully student ran. And Sean Whitmer, Nathan Linder up here in the booth. Keegan Wade is our director. Jack Whitehead on top cam. Owen Barber on action cam.
And Akir on the other action with Josiah Durrell doing switching here. Also the streaming coordinator for us, only full-time employee at ACTV. And not only are the broadcasts fully student produced, so is everything you see on the social media side as well.
Johnson out on the breakaway. Johnson shot blockered away by Blooming. Now low, skates to it, dishes in towards the slot, sent away by Casillo. Johnson, 50 seconds left to go in the penalty kill. A good shorthanded opportunity for the Bulldogs. A delayed offsides, but no call made there as the Bulldogs retreat on the puck. That one flipped out of play. Might have hit one of the spare goaltenders there for Adrian College.
Of course, backup netminders this season for the Bulldogs include freshman Aaron Judge and senior Vanessa Rubin. That is Aaron Judge spelled E-R-I-N, not the Aaron Judge from baseball, as Nate had mentioned. Baseball is over, but I don't think Aaron Judge is going to be playing hockey anytime soon.
I think he'd make a good goaltender. Was he 6'6", 6'7", standing with all those pads? Aurora breaks it out. On the far side, here's Rook. Crosses it over. Simon. Pomerleau enters cleanly. Hands it off for Emma Simon. Dishes it off. Here's Schmidt. Pomerleau first to it. Assistant captain here. Carpenter escapes the box, so Bulldogs able to kill off another penalty. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the third period. Adrian leads at 4-0. Shot off the bar. Boy, that would have been the dagger, as if we haven't already seen it. Byer backhands, and now Carpenter kicks it towards the middle. Loose in front. And Alex Johnson retreats. Dishes it off to Cook. Connects with Kruger. Enters the zone. Loses it between her legs and takes a spill. And so does Markovich. Skates getting a little loose after 58 minutes of play. 2 minutes left to go. A stick lost off the skate of Markovich now. As Schmidt and Markovich take a hit. No whistle. Dumped it down low behind the cage. First to it, waiting for it was Kruger. Backhanded for Schmidt, and between her legs, couldn't collect it. On the skate now is Dykstra. Behind the cage. Plays it off for Cook, couldn't collect it. Markovich, dump it down low. Dykstra there again. Markovich backhands it, Dykstra. Reared in behind the net. Ben screens off the defender. And now for Kruger. On top of the A. for Cook. Enters the zone cleanly, but gets poke checked away by Lacola. And the Bulldogs don't break it out as the Spartans recollect. Here's Cook, 1-on-3. Fires a shot in, blocked away by Stack. Under a minute to go. Bulldogs looking to put the finishing touches here on an opening series win. Reardon goes to left, makes a nice move. Down low there with Maffitt underneath the red line. On the attack, banks it off the glass, and a hard hit. Let's see, that one nearly lost their helmet. I think they did, and they're down in a heap. Couldn't catch a number, and now we do. It's Annalise Klein. She's back up.
Seemed to just take a little bit of a unfortunate angle into the wall there. Might have knocked the wind out a little bit. Skating over to the benches. Seems to be okay, but will leave the bench area and
taking a minute to herself. I don't think she's coming back the rest of the game. Only 30 seconds left, nothing to worry about right now. Fan down a shot was Hassel. Now a quick fire, sticked away by Stack. 20 seconds to go. Aurora, last chance to put one on the board. In and out of the mitt of Stack. Low, one time in front. There's a nice save by Stack to cap off the night. Under 10 seconds. Richardson, and now Castle just pins it against the board. Low escapes, and there's the horn sounds. Whistle and horn. Bulldogs come away with the 4-0 win to open up the series. A commanding 4-0 contest. Another shutout for Kira Stack. Stands tall in net. Hail, hail to Adrian. It was all Bulldogs here in this one tonight.
Yeah, the Bulldogs were playing fast and loose there in the first period. That's really what led to them not being able to score anything. Is it was kind of just a little bit too sloppy with the passing, leading to a lot of turnovers. I think if you're the Spartans, you're going to really look back at that first period and look back at this third period here as what you need to duplicate going into all three periods of tomorrow's contest. If you just eliminate that second period, this is a 1-0 game, and I think the Spartans are feeling a lot better about themselves.
Yeah, really back and forth game. 35 shots to 21 in favor of the Bulldogs. A lot of those shots for Spartans came in the last 5 or 6 minutes or so, but the Bulldogs come out on top. They've dominated this one from start to finish. It was a close first period. Spartans got to feel good about that one and want to replicate that and move it into tomorrow. Well, they'll play at 3 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, and then for the Bulldogs, they'll play again until next weekend, the 21st and 22nd. They'll be at Lawrence University in Appleton, Wisconsin. And then after that, in December 5th and 6th, they'll be at MSOE. Too bad it's not like a week or two later. I would have went. I was so mad last year. The men's played at MSOE, and I was out of town. Anyway, you got anything else for this game, Sean?
I think the Bulldogs just need to keep their heads up going into tomorrow. They're going to feel confident about the second period, but they're going to probably not be too happy with how they played in the first and third. They seemed to play a little bit too sloppy. Played fast, but sometimes fast and out of control is worse than slow and in control, and we've seen that in the second period.
Well, a win's a win, especially in the NCAA. Got to rack up those points, looking to get the 1 seed and host the tournament. And that's going to do it here from the Arrington Ice Arena. Final score, Adrian College 4, Aurora University 0. From all of us here at ACTV, Sean Whitmer and Nathan Lindner, so long, everybody. Welcome you back. Once again inside the Arrington Ice Arena. We got our 3 stars coming up for the Adrian College Bulldogs. Sean, if you were to pick 3, who would you choose?
Kira Stack is a shoo-in. I think you give it to Mataliano, and if I had to give it to one more, I would give it to maybe number 10, Sturgeon, grabbing her first career goal.
either Sturgeon or Ben, the goal scorers, but obviously for Sturgeon, first goal of the year, first goal of her career, you got to give it to her. Here's the official announcement. It is number 40, Ava Montaliano. Who's the second star, Stack or Sturgeon? It will be Stack. 20 save shutout. Kira Stack, the sophomore from Marshfield, Massachusetts. And then the third star, the game-winning goal, because his first goal on the night, Sturgeon, the freshman from Livonia, Michigan. Nice to see a wave to the crowd in the Wild Cafe. I'd like to thank you for tuning into this broadcast of Adrian College Television. We'd like to see you join us many more times, and we will see you on another stream. John Whitmer again, Nathan Linder, final score, Adrian College 4, Aurora University, nothing. So long, everybody.